Hi everyone, I'm Amena and welcome back explorers to my vlog. If you are new here or are a repeat visitor, be welcome. Be sure to also look at the description below for all credits given. And with that said, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. So last time around I talked about different movies that are more family oriented and some that were a little bit more, shall we say, chill oriented, though they were still acceptable for family viewing. And one of the ones that I consider to be more chill factor are, or rather, is the Ghostbusters franchise. And although I mentioned it, I did not do a review of it because I hadn't seen it yet. But that changes now. So, I mentioned in my last blog Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. I finally get I finally did get to see it, and I am so grateful that no one that I've known, uh, either regularly or in passing, has ever spoiled it for me. So that's good. Either way, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, although still more chill factor, is still a more of a family oriented movie. So yeah, there are creepy shenanigans going on, and there's a lot going on. But essentially, it's a story about growing up, taking responsibility, and just uh making things right in the long run. Anyway, when I say a story about growing up and taking responsibility, we have Phoebe, who is um, a teenager, and she is displaying a lot of teen angst, simply because people want her to slow down and be a kid, but she's way too advanced for that. She wants to be like the adults, able to do things like the adults. But um, it's pretty bad when the mayor himself is trying to shut down the Ghostbusters because they cause a lot of damage to the town. Well, we gotta. I have a question about if the Ghostbusters did not exist, things would be a lot more damaged than they wind up being. So, without them, what, um, who's going to bust the ghost, right? Okay, moving on. We have uh, the character who winds up being a fire master. That yeah, he didn't want to follow in uh his I think this is I have to go back, but his relative's footsteps. He kind of sort of started the whole mess with the evil entity. Um, which I'll get back to that. But we have the Fire Master, and we have Melody, the ghost. And in fact, she is the one ghost that actually has a decent conversation with Phoebe, plays chess and everything else. But in the end, even Melody is being manipulated because she doesn't really have a choice. She tries to fight against it, but she is really sorry for what happens. Either way, uh, let's see. Yeah, there's that whole relationship thing. Uh, and then we have the evil entity, as I was mentioning. Uh, I believe his name was Garaka. Well, I say he's an evil ghost, but they say he was a god, an evil god. But, and apparently, uh, he had this whole thing. He helped someone in the far distant past take over the world, and that person got suspicious of Garaka, tore off his horns, and, disfigured his face, and, um, yeah, had him captured, which was the start of the Five Masters. Um, but what Garaka wanted to do was destroy the world, kill everyone, and um, make a frozen empire with something called a death shell. Either way, I recommend you do watch the movie first because I'm glossing over a lot of things. But in the end, the key things to remember is brass is important, Phoebe is important, Melody, the ghost, is important, and the Fire Master is also important, even though um, he did not exactly um, he did not exactly want to take over his legacy. Nope. Either way, yes, I'm not going to tell you how everything plays out because that's not what I do. I can recommend that for those of you who really do love seeing anything Ghostbusters related, go ahead, watch the first two, 1 and 2, watch the third one, which technically they don't count as canon, but as far as I'm concerned, I think that one was meant to bridge a gap. It wasn't taking place in the same world. It was a totally separate uh, universe, as a word, or dimension. Yes, we'll go with that. After that, watch Ghostbusters Afterlife and Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. And if you're not satisfied with that, there's also the real Ghostbusters animated cartoon and Extreme Ghostbusters animated cartoon. And if that still doesn't get you good, um, there at this point are a total of 2 different Ghostbusters games that you can play. So, um, For those who love the Ghostbusters franchise, go ahead. Watch the movies, watch the cartoons, play the video games. I highly recommend that you do these. Either way, I think. By the way, behind me, I call them slime apples. And the blue background, well, today's topic was quite an icy theme. But, okay. I've talked your ears off long enough, so I'm gonna leave you with this. If you have been enjoying my content, please feel free to leave a like and or subscribe. You can also leave a comment down below in the comment section. Be sure to hit that notification bell because YouTube doesn't always like to share. Be safe, be healthy, happy Halloween, and as always, be true to you. Amena, signing out.